Hello again, everyone. Anyone interested in 1/400 scale airplanes, that is. Today we have the Douglas DC-10 Series 30, and this is made by a company called AeroClassics. And there's the good old box. Alright. Oh. And it's got a Thai livery, and the registration is PH-DTK. Okay. Not sure why is it some airplanes only have letters, like this one, for registrations, but other ones have numbers. Maybe you can leave a comment for all the viewers, including me. What the heck's going on here? This is a big blemish. I don't know how old this is or used this is. I got it off either Waffle Collectibles or eBay, I forget. I'm in America right now. So the seller added all this foam, which is nice. It keeps the plastic from scratching the model, so that's appreciated. Okay, get that. I'm gonna save that foam so I can put this in my luggage later. Okay. So these are actually the registration number photos of this plane, and it's quite interesting to see the colors here. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking everything around. I'm also trying to read Wikipedia at the same time as I do this. So this is a wide-body airliner, and it's produced between 1969 and 1989. They made 386 of the DC-10s, and then the military version, which is called the KC-10, they made 60 of those. Okay. Let's see, so I guess this thing had some poor safety records back in the day. Later on, the MD-10 came about, and then the MD-11. There's a lot of variations according to Wikipedia. The wingspan is 47 meters. I'm trying to find how fast this thing goes. Range. No, I don't see it. It's not readily available on Wikipedia, at least. Alright, so I'm going to close these windows out. I did find the cruising speed. It's 876 kilometers per hour, which is 544 miles per hour. So that's pretty fast, pretty modern flight speeds. Okay, let's try to zoom in on the front end of this thing. So the windows, they're tampo printed. You got the silver frames, dark gray windows, and then a black wiper blade. Unfortunately, the paint looks pretty messed up. It's actually got paint rash, I think. Unfortunately, the box doesn't say how old this is, I don't think. So this could be a very old model. It's hard to say, but it's not good, right? Looking at that, considering the price I paid for this thing. So that's pretty bad. And that's the problem with diecast. So if you're new to collecting toys, don't want diecast things because diecast is a horrible material. I say this very often in my reviews. It's just a hodgepodge mix of random metals. It meets no standards of purity. So you're going to have some chemical reactions within the metal itself. Some of these planes are prone to something called zinc rot, where the metal literally rots away, and that could be what's happening on the nose of this thing. If this was plastic, it'd probably be good for 400 years. Okay, obviously there's different grades of plastic though as well, so there's cheap plastics and good plastics. Not only the black, but what's going on here? I almost feel like maybe this was touched up, like it was scratched and someone put some white paint there to touch it up. So, not very nice. What's interesting is the fact that this airplane has a blue and red stripe. I'm just accustomed to seeing Thai Airways have all the purple and gold, but it's literally 3 different colors there. What's nice is the windows. You can see a tiny silver outline around all the windows, so that's kind of nice to have. I don't know if this is an optical illusion, but it looks like that's crooked. I think it's an illusion because it has like an angled rain gutter is what I'm assuming that is. So in fact, if I hide that rain gutter, yeah, that's probably flat in parallel with the stripe there. Okay, going around to the base of the wing, we have a gray color. I do like how they do the doors. You know, on the light colors it's a dark blue, on the dark colors it's white, right? And they did it 3 times just to make the door visible. So that's nice. There's a hatch down there with some details. There's a registration. I don't know what that means. Maybe a limit for this aileron to go angle upwards. Let's see if we can see the wing here. Okay, some panel gaps here. They're pretty muted though, I'm afraid. The leading edge is painted silver and the ends are painted red. There's a little bit of a green dot for one of those like running lights, so that's kind of nice to have that detail. A bunch of printed details here, and then some sort of detail printed on there. It's got the little fin or whatnot, some sort of aero deflector of some sort that you see on these old engines. The lip of the engine seems to be painted in black, which is nice. And then you have some really fine fan blade details back in there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's very deep, very far back in there. Alright, the landing gear, you have doors. And it's not just like a straight post, you actually have like the linkages or whatnot. And then the tires look pretty good too. This front end though is just horrible. It's absolutely horrible. You know, for a 1/64 scale car, I guess it's kind of the norm, or it's very common. But it's kind of rare to see such imperfections in 1/400 scale hobby grade. But it seems like AeroClassics is not near the top of the brands in 1/400. It's just that they make classic airplanes. So that's what this plane is. Okay, so it's just a shame they don't seem to want to be better, like as good as like Phoenix or Panda model or NG model. Look at this. It looks like this engine, you know, the casting is all sanded, and it wasn't sanded properly. It's all rough. So, yeah, I'm afraid this brand is just not that. They're not that great. They're probably mediocre, if not at the bottom of the pile of brands. Okay. So this looks pretty nice though. You got really nice panel gap details here, very thin, you know, thinner than this toothpick. The flag is crisply done. This Thai logo is very nice, how it covers 2 different surfaces. The Thai looks good there, but there's some imperfections here, some contaminants in the paint. The rear of this engine is painted a gunmetal, and the tip might be a different color. It's hard to say. Alright. I don't know if this is recessed back here. Maybe it is. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to back out, and then I'm going to take this off this stand, flip it over, and hope I don't drop it. There's no antenna, but there's one little red running light on the top of this thing. On the bottom, no antenna either. What is nice about this model is they polished this aluminum and then clear coated it. There's no paint here other than clear coat, but they did still print on the graphics. Hold on. There's the loading hatch, right? Another axis panel, some details of whatever handles and what they might have on an airplane. You can see how they polished it. Okay, the landing gear had panel lines are printed on. Some of those things are the nose. Then we have a hole there. That's for a flight stand if you want to have this in flight mode, but it doesn't come with it. And then it's got a central and 2 side landing gear. And then they have the hatches for the main side gears printed on nicely. Okay, obviously that's a physical brake. Silver there. Oh, interesting. Little wings, or not wings, I don't know, strakes, vertical strakes. And then black on a dark gray. Maybe that's like a exit tube or something. They eject whatever out of there. It's only on that side of the plane. Interesting. Yeah, look at the back of this engine again. I guess it's molded detail. Looks black though. Alright, and then you can see how the stripes do terminate very nicely at the end here. Right? There's no like white showing through. Alright. final details here on the top of the wings. Not much printed on the top of the wings. That's no registration number on the top of the wings. That's kind of odd. Most planes have some sort of top registration printing, only on the bottom. Alright, so I'm back home now and can show off some other planes. So here's a Thai Airways McDonnell Douglas MD-11, and who made this? I think it was Phoenix. Alright, just apologize for the paint on my hand, making some models. Okay, so that's nice. Phoenix is a great brand, maybe the best brand. They're definitely up at the top of the list. Here's a, boy, who made this one? I didn't take notes. All I know is it's a Lockheed Martin L1011, but there's no branding on the bottom, so I guess you just have to look up like a Saudi L1011 and see what images come up. It's pretty nice though. I mean, these engines look fantastic. I can't focus on it, of course. Guess it's not happening. That is a really good engine, but I cannot focus on my finger there. That's too bad. There. Alright, so there you can see. It's really crisp, you know. I think there's like a photo etched piece of metal in there. The fan blades and then the shroud or lip of it. So nicely done. Alright. So these are all kind of old planes now. I don't know if any of these things still fly. Please leave a comment if you know. I kind of doubt it. But everything now is just twin engines, possibly 4 engines out on the wings instead of one up in the tail. So just for comparisons to more modern planes, here's an Airbus A320-200, and this one is done by Phoenix. I like how Phoenix brands their stuff, you know, takes credit for their work. Granted, it's a different class of plane, but I also wanted to show, you know, how big these older wide bodies are. Yeah. Alright, so we'll just leave it at that today. Alright, so a pretty nice diecast. Nothing majorly wrong. I kind of wish it had branding on the bottom though, so you could pick it up and know who made it. But that's not just particular to the airplanes. Mini GT with their cars constantly put out models and they don't tell you what the car is. It seems so elementary to me to have that information on a product like everything else, but that's just me. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next 1/400 scale airplane video.